ورحمة الله وبركاته. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. Welcome to our English program. Today we are doing some drama lessons. We are going to discuss and give a brief summary of William Shakespeare's masterpiece, King Lear. As you know, King Lear is a tragedy full of sad events, full of murder. It has a sad ending, so it is a tragic play, as we will see. King Lear, as you know, is a tragic play. It's a tragedy. King Lear was over 80 years old. He decided to let his 3 daughters manage and control the kingdom in Britain so as to get rest. So King Lear called and gathered his 3 daughters, Goneril, Regan, and Cordelia, to divide his kingdom among them according to their love for him, according to how much they pleased him with love words. Goneril and Regan were deceitful daughters. They deceived Lear and pleased him with false love words. They were fake. But Cordelia couldn't express her feelings of true love. So Lear unwisely divided the kingdom between Goneril and Regan and gave nothing to his favorite daughter.
My daughters, since now we will divest us both of rule, interest of territory, cares of state, which of you shall we say doth love us most, that we our largest bounty may extend where nature doth with merit challenge? Goneril, our eldest born, speak first.
Sir, I love you more than word can wield the matter. Dearer than eyesight, space, and liberty, beyond what can be valued, rich or rare. No less than life with grace, health, beauty, honor, as much as child e'er loved, or father found. A love that makes breath poor and speech unable. Beyond all manner of so much, I love you.
What shall Cordelia speak? Love, and be silent.
Of all these bounds, even from this line to this, with shadowy forests and with champaigns riched, with plenteous rivers and wide-skirted meads, we make thee lady. To thine and Albany's issues be this perpetual. What says our second daughter, our dearest Regan, wife of Cornwall?
I am made of the self-metal as my sister, and prize me at her worth. In my true heart, I find she names my very deed of love. Only she comes too short, that I profess myself an enemy to all other joys, and find I am alone felicitate in your dear highness' love.
Then poor Cordelia. And yet not so, since I am sure my love's more ponderous than my tongue.
To thee and thine hereditary ever remain this ample third of our fair kingdom, no less in space, validity, and pleasure than that conferred on Goneril. Now our joy, although our last and least, to whose young love the vines of France and milk of Burgundy strive to be interest. What can you say to draw a third more opulent than your sisters? Speak.
Nothing, my lord.
Nothing.
Nothing.
Nothing will come of nothing. Speak again.
Unhappy that I am, I cannot heave my heart into my mouth. I love your majesty, according to my bond, no more nor less.
How? How? Cordelia, mend your speech a little, lest you may mar your fortunes.
Good, my lord, you have begot me, bred me, loved me. I return those duties back, as are right fit, obey you, love you, and most honor you. Why have my sisters husbands, if they say they love you all? Happily, when I shall wed, that lord whose hand must take my plight shall carry half my love with him, half my care and duty. Sure, I shall never marry like my sisters to love my father all.
But goes thy heart with this?
Aye, my good lord.
So young and so untender.
So young, my lord, and true.
Old age had made Lear unwise. He banished Kent out of the kingdom because he tried to defend Cordelia. However, Kent was faithful to Lear. He disguised himself as a servant named Caius to support Lear in times of need. There were two men who wanted to marry Cordelia. The Duke of Burgundy refused to marry Cordelia because she had nothing after her father, King Lear, disowned her. But the King of France married her because he valued her noble character. He loved her character more than wealth and lands. Lear found differences between promises and actions after dividing the kingdom between Goneril and Regan. They ill-treated him. They turned him from a king to a poor beggar. He lost his mind and was greatly shocked by his two hypocrite, ungrateful daughters. They were unkind.
For sudden joy did weep, and I for sorrow sung, that such a king should play bo peep, and go the fools among. Prithee, nuncle, keep a schoolmaster that can teach thy fool to lie. I would fain learn to lie.
And your lie, Sirrah, will have you whipped.
I marvel what kin thou and thy daughters are. They'll have me whipped for speaking true. Thou'lt have me whipped for lying, and sometimes I am whipped for holding my peace. I'd rather be any kind of thing than a fool. And yet I would not be thee, nuncle. Thou hast paired thy wits of both sides and left nothing in the middle. Oh, here comes one of the pairings.
How now, daughter? What makes that front lid on? You were too much elate in the frown.
Thou wast a pretty fellow when thou hadst no need to care for her frowning. Now thou art an O without a figure. I am better than thou art now. I am a fool. Thou art nothing. Yes, forsooth, I will hold my tongue, so your face bids me, though you say nothing.
Not only, sir, this your all-licensed fool, but others of your insolent retinue do hourly carp and quarrel, breaking forth in rank, and not to be endured riots. Sir, I had thought by making this well known unto you to have found a safe redress, but now grow fearful by what yourself too late have spoke and done, that you protect this course and put it on by your allowance, which if you should, the fault would not scape censure nor the redresses sleep.
For you know, nuncle, the hedge sparrow fed the cuckoo so long, it had its head bit off by its young. Then out went the candle, and we were left darkling.
Are you our daughter?
Come, sir, I would you would make use of your good wisdom whereof I know you are fraught, and put away these dispositions which of late transport you from what you rightly are.
May not the ass know when the cart draws the horse? Jug, I love thee.
Does anyone here know me? This is not Lear. Does Lear walk thus, speak thus? Where are his eyes? Surely his notion weakens, or his discernings are lethargied, waking, sleeping. Who is it? that can tell me who I am?
Lear's shadow?
Your name, fair gentlewoman?
This admiration, sir, is much of the savor of other your new pranks. I do beseech you to understand my purposes aright, as you are old and reverend, should be wise. Here do you keep 100 knights and squires, men so disordered, so debauched and bold, that this our court, infected with their manners, shows like a riotous inn. Epicurism and lust makes it more like a tavern or a brothel than a graced palace. The shame itself doth speak for instant remedy. Be then desired by her, that else will take the thing she begs, a little to disquantity your train, and the remainders that shall still depend to be such men as may besort your age, which know themselves and you.
Darkness and devils! Saddle my horses! Call my train together! I have left a daughter. I'll not trouble thee.
You strike my people, and your disordered rabble make servants of their betters.
Woe that repents too late. Oh, sir, are you come? Is it your will? Speak, sir. Prepare my horses. In gratitude, the marble-hearted fiend, more hideous when thou show'st thee in a child than the sea monster.
Pray, sir, be patient.
Detested kite, thou liest. My train are men of choice and rarest parts, that all particulars of duty know, and in the most exact regard support the worships of their name. O most small fault, how ugly didst thou in Cordelia's show, which like an engine wrenched my frame of nature from the fixed place, drew from my heart all love, and added to the gall. Go, my people!
My lord, I am guiltless, as I am ignorant of what hath moved you.
It may be so. Hear nature, hear. Dear goddess, hear. Suspend thy purpose, if thou didst intend to make this creature fruitful. Into her womb convey sterility. Dry up in her the organs of increase. From her derogate body never spring a babe to honor her. If she must teem, create her child of spleen, that it may live and be a thwart disnatured torment to her. Let it stamp wrinkles in her brow of youth, with cadent tears fret channels in her cheeks, turn all her mother's pains and benefits to laughter and contempt, that she may feel how sharper than a serpent's tooth it is to have a thankless child. Away! Away!
Now, gods that we adore, whereof comes this?
Never afflict yourself to know.
What? 50 of my followers at a clap within a fortnight?
What's the matter, sir?
I'll tell you, sir. Oh, heaven and earth, I'm ashamed that thou hast power to shake my manhood thus. That these hot tears that break from me perforce should make thee worth them. Blasted fogs upon thee. The untented woundings of a father's curse pierce every sense about thee. Old fond eyes, beweep this cause again. I'll pluck you out and cast you with the waters that you loose to temper clay. Yea, is it come to this? Ah! Let it be so. Oh. I have another daughter who I am sure is kind and comfortable. When she shall hear this of thee, with her nails she'll flay thy wolfish visage. Thou shalt find that I'll resume the shape which thou dost think I have cast off forever.
كنت اللي هو دلوقتي بقى اسمه كيوس told Cordelia about Lear's pitiful condition, but her army was defeated and she was put to death in prison. Both Goneril and Regan were ungrateful daughters and unfaithful wives. They deceived their husbands. They both fell in love with Edmund. Goneril poisoned Regan, then she killed herself in prison after her husband had known the truth about her dishonesty. And Edmund was killed by his brother Edgar. They deserved their tragic, shameful end. At the end of the play, after the death of King Lear and his 3 daughters, the Duke of Albany, اللي هو Goneril's husband, became the king. It was a tragic end.
Hear poor rogues talk of court news. We'll talk with them too. Who loses? Who wins? Who's in? Who's out? We'll take upon us the mystery of things, as if we were God's spies. We'll wear out in a walled prison packs and sects of great ones that ebb and flow by the moon.
Take them away.
Upon such sacrifices as these, my Cordelia, the gods themselves throw incense. Have I caught thee? He that parts us must bring a brand from heaven and fire us hence like foxes. Weep not. The good years shall devour them, flesh and fell, they shall make us weep. See him starved first, huh?
Come hither, Captain. Hark. Take thou this note. Go, follow them to prison. One step I have advanced thee. Thou dost as this instructs thee. Thou dost make thy way to noble fortunes. Either say thou'lt do it, or thrive by other means.
I'll do it, my lord.
About it, and right happy when thou'st done. Sir, you have the captives who were the opposite of this day's strife. I do require them of you. I thought it fit to send the old and miserable king to some retention and appointed guard, whose age had charms in it, whose titles more. With him I sent the queen, my reason all the same. The question of Cordelia and her father require a fitter place.
Sir, by your patience, I hold you but a subject of this war, not as a brother.
That's as we list to grace him. Methinks our pleasure might have been demanded ere you had spoke so far. He led our powers, bore the commission of my place.
Not so hot. In his own grace he doth exalt himself more than in your advancement.
In my rights by me invested, he compares the best.
That were the most if he should husband you.
Gestures do oft prove prophets.
Hola, hola, the eye that told thee so looked but a squint.
Lady, I am not well, else I should answer from a full-flowing stomach. General, take thou my soldiers, prisoners, patrimony. Dispose of them, of me. Witness the world that I create thee here, my lord and master.
Mean you to enjoy him?
The let alone lies not in your goodwill.
Nor in thine, lord.
Half-blooded fellow, yes.
Let the drum strike and prove my title thine.
Stay yet. Hear reason. Edmund, I arrest thee on capital treason, and in thy attain to this gilded serpent. For your claim, fair sister, I bar it in the interest of my wife. Oh, 'tis she is subcontracted to this lord, and I, her husband, contradict your bands. If you will, Mary, make your loves to me. My lady is bespoke.
An interlude.
Thou art armed, Gloucester. Let the trumpet sound. If none appear to prove upon thy person thy heinous, manifest, and many treasons, there's my pledge.
Oh, sick. Oh, sick.
If not, I'll ne'er trust medicine.
There's my exchange. Whatever in the world he is that names me traitor, villain like he lies.
My sickness grows upon me.
She is not well. Convey her to my tent. Come hither, herald. Let the trumpet sound and read out this.
Sound trumpet. If any man of quality or degree within the lists of the army will maintain upon Edmund, supposed Earl of Gloucester, that he is a manifold traitor. Let him appear by the third sound of the trumpet.
Sound!
Again. Again. What are you? Your name, your quality, and why you answer this present summons.
No, my name is lost. By treason's tooth, bear, gnawn, and canker bit. Yet am I noble as the adversary.
And which is that adversary?
What's he that speaks for Edmund, Earl of Gloucester?
Yourself, what sayest thou to him?
Draw your sword. Despite thy victor sword and fire new fortune, thy valor and thy heart, thou art a traitor. False to thy gods, thy brother, and thy father, conspirant against this high illustrious prince.
In wisdom I should ask thy name, but since thy outside looks so fair and warlike, back do I toss these treasons to thy head! Ah!
Save him! Save him!
This is practice, Gloucester. By the law of war, thou wast not bound to answer an unknown opposite. Thou art not vanquished, but cozened and beguiled.
Shut your mouth! Or with this paper shall I stop it. Oh, sir! Thou worse than any name, read thine own evil. No tearing, lady. I perceive you know it.
Say I do. The laws are mine, not thine. Who can arraign me for it?
Most monstrous! Knowest thou this paper?
Ask me not what I know.
Go after her. She's desperate, govern her.
What thou hast charged me with, that have I done, and more, much more. But what art thou?
My name is Edgar, and thy father's son. The gods are just, and of our pleasant vices make instruments to plague us. The dark and vicious place where thee he got cost him his eyes.
Thou'st spoken right, 'tis true. The wheel is come full circle, I am here.
Methought thy very gait did prophesy a royal nobleness. I must embrace thee. Where have you hid yourself? How have you known the miseries of your father?
By nursing them, my lord. List a brief tale. And when 'tis told, oh, that my heart would burst. Met I my father with his bleeding rings, their precious stones new lost. Became his guide, led him, begged for him, saved him from despair. Never a fault. Revealed myself unto him until some half hour passed. I asked his blessing, and from first to last told him our pilgrimage. But his flawed heart, alack, too weak the conflict to support, twixt two extremes of passion, joy, and grief burst smilingly.
This speech of yours hath moved me, and shall perchance do good.
If there be more woeful than this, hold it in.
Whilst I was big in clamor, came therein a man, fastened on my neck, as though he'd burst heaven, threw him on my father.
But who was this?
Kent, sir, the banished Kent.
Help! Help! Oh, help!
What kind of help?
Speak.
What means this bloody dagger?
'Tis hot. It smokes. It came even from the heart of... Oh, she's dead.
Who dead? Speak!
Your lady, sir, your lady, and her sister by her is poisoned. She confesses it.
I was contracted to them both. All three now marry in an instant.
Produce their bodies, be they alive or dead. This judgment of the heavens that makes us tremble touches us not with pity.
Here comes Kent.
I'm come to bid my king and master I good night. Is he not here?
Great thing of us forgot. Speak, Edmund. Where's the king and where's Cordelia? Seest thou this object, Kent?
Alack, why thus?
Yet Edmund was beloved. The one the other poisoned for my sake, and after slew herself.
Even so. Cover their faces.
I pant for life. Some good I mean to do despite of mine own nature. Quickly send Be brief in it to the castle, for my writ is on the life of Lear and on Cordelia. Nay, send in time!
Run! Run! Oh, run!
But who, my lord? Who has the office? Send thy token of reprieve.
Well thought on. Take my sword, give it the captain.
Haste thee for thy life.
He hath commissioned from thy wife and me to hang Cordelia in the prison, and to lay the blame upon her own despair. Let she fordid herself.
The gods defend her. Bear him hence a while.
Oh, how? Oh, you are men of stones. Had I your tongues and eyes, I'd use them so that heaven's vault should crack. Oh, she's gone forever. Oh. I know when one is dead and when one lives. She's dead as earth. Lend me a looking glass. If it be a breath should mist or stain the stone, why then she lives.
Is this the promised end?
This feather stirs, she lives. If it be so, it is a chance which does redeem all sorrows ever I have felt.
Oh, my good lord!
Prithee away!
'Tis noble Kent, your friend.
Traitors! Murderers all! I might have saved her. Now she's gone forever. Cordelia. Cordelia, stay a little. What is it thou sayest? Her voice was ever soft, gentle and low. I killed the slave that was a hanging thee.
'Tis true, my lord.
Did I not, fellow? Who are you? My eyes are not of the best, I'll tell you straight. This is a dull sight. Are you not Kent?
Your servant, Kent, the same.
He's a good man, I'll tell you that. He'll strike, and quickly too. He's dead and rotten.
No, my lord, I am the very man.
I'll see that straight.
Who from your first of difference and decay have followed your sad steps.
You're welcome hither.
Nor no man else. Oh, cheerless, dark, and deadly, your eldest daughters have fordone themselves and desperately are dead.
I think.
He knows not what he says. In vain it is that we present us to him.
Very bootless.
Edmund is dead, my lord.
That's but a trifle here. Our lords and noble friends know our intent. For us, we will resign during the life of this old majesty to him our absolute power, you to your rights. All friends shall taste the wages of their virtues, and all foes the cup of their deservings. Oh, see! See!
And my poor fool is hanged. Oh, no. No life. Why should a dog, a horse, a rat have life, and thou no breath at all? Thou not come again, never, 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 never. Pray you, unbutton here. Thank you, sir. Look at her. Look here. Her lips. Look there. Look. There.
He faints. My lord, my lord!
Break heart, I prithee break.
Look up, my lord!
Vex not his ghost. Oh, let him pass. He hates him that would upon the rack of this tough world stretch him out longer.
He is gone indeed.
The wonder is that he hath survived so long, he but usurped his life.
Bear them from hence. Our present business is general woe. Friends of my soul, you twain rule in this realm and the gourd state sustain.
I have a journey, sir, shortly to go. My master calls me. I must not say no.
The weight of this sad time we must obey. Speak what we feel, not what we ought to say. The oldest hath borne the most. We that are young.
King Lear is about learning through suffering and the experience to reach wisdom. From this play we learn that we shouldn't get deceived by false love words, as appearance often first reality. The wise ruler must unite his country, not to divide it. Lear, the tragic hero, paid the price of his fatal mistake, or tragic flaw, by dividing the kingdom. So, at the end, King Lear and his 3 daughters died. It was a tragic end. Hope you enjoyed our drama today. It was about William Shakespeare's masterpiece, King Lear, which is a political play. We have to learn many important lessons. First, we should know that appearance may versus reality, and that we shouldn't be conceived or deceived by false love words. We should be realistic, wise, to differentiate between right and wrong. Good luck.
Tell me pretty lies, look me in the face. Tell me that you love me, even if it's fake.